Good morning, guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is just going to be a little vlog for you guys. As you can hear, the boys are up and playing. It's actually around, I think, like 8:30 in the morning, and they just had their breakfast, and they are both playing. We have Ben over here in his seat, Jackie boy over there in the jumper, and they're going to be going down for a nap in around 45-ish minutes. And once they go down for their nap, I do have some schoolwork to do. That's usually what I do during their naps. I have a lecture to watch during both of their naps. I have two separate lectures today, but during their first nap, I'm going to, of course, start with the first lecture. And I also thought that I would take the time to sit down and update you guys on their doctor's appointment. If you guys follow me over on Instagram, you know that I took the boys to a neurosurgeon appointment yesterday to finally get a second opinion on the boys' flat heads. And so I'll go into more detail about that once they go down for the nap. I'll update you guys on how that went and what he said and what we're going to do about them. So yeah, that's what I have going on today. A lot of schoolwork, really not too much else, but there are some things I want to update you guys on. So I'm actually going to go and get myself some breakfast right now. I am starving, so I'm just going to get myself a bowl of cereal and then continue to play with the boys and everything until they need to go down for their nap in like 45 minutes, like I said. The boys are inside, and as you can see, I turned on their TV show to keep them entertained. I'm about to get myself breakfast, but if you guys can see here, I don't know what happens, but at the end of every summer, without a doubt, I get like chronically dry eyelids and under eyes. You can like see it right there. And also on my lips, I put chapstick on literally every 20 minutes all day yesterday and so far all day today, and I put lotion on my eyes so many times, but I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's like my eczema or what, but without a doubt, every like end of the summer, early fall, this happens to me. And so if my eyes are super red, that is what that is. And if my lips are chronically chapped throughout this video, that is what that is. You can like see it right there. They're so dry and scaly, and no matter what I put on them, nothing helps. So that is what that is. But like I said, I'm going to get myself some breakfast now, and then I will sit down and talk with you guys about the boys' heads in a little bit. So I totally forgot that my computer is dead, and so I just threw it on the charger so that I can start my lecture in probably like 20 to 30 minutes. And so I thought I would sit down now and give you guys a little update on the boys' heads. So if you've been following along with the monthly updates that I post for the boys, I believe it was around their 3-month update, or maybe their 4. I'm pretty sure it was their 3-month update that I had first mentioned that we had started to see some flatness develop, mainly in Jack. At this point in time, I feel like it was only visible in Jack's head, and so at their 3-month checkup, I had brought it to the pediatrician's attention, and she took a look at both Jack and Ben's heads, and she did confirm that, you know, there was some degree of flatness developing in Jack's head, and she did bring to my attention that Ben's head could possibly be like becoming flat too. But at that point, she really didn't seem too concerned with it. She had just advised us to keep an eye on it, try and keep them off the backs of their heads as much as we can, increase tummy time, use like those pillows that you can use that help prevent flathead, just try and take some preventative measures as well as monitor the development of his head. So we did that over the next few months. And I believe it was around the 5th month that I had kind of seen Jack's head get to its worst. And since then, we haven't seen it get worse, but we also haven't seen it get much better. And we have been, you know, using those preventative measures, like taking those preventative measures and everything like that, and we still weren't seeing it get any better, but we still weren't seeing it get any worse. And so every month we went to the pediatrician, she took a look at their heads and kept reassuring us that she didn't see a need to really intervene, but she did say that if we wanted to get a second opinion or get our minds put at ease, we could. And so last month she gave us a bunch of names to a bunch of neurosurgeons, and my friend Ashley's mom actually works at a facility that has a neurosurgeon who treats flathead. And so that facility is through Stony Brook, and I wanted to go there, and they really didn't see patients until they were about 7 months old, since if they were going to intervene, they don't like to do so until 7 months old. So once the boys turned 7 months, I made the appointment, and that appointment was yesterday. And so we went, and the neurosurgeon confirmed that the boys' heads are indeed flat, but that they are so mild that we really don't need to do anything in terms of intervening with a helmet or a head mold or anything like that. He actually said that he has some patients that, you know, if they had shown any level of improvement to where Jack and Ben's heads are, they would take it as a win. So that just goes to show how mild the boys' heads are. And when they wake up from their nap, I'll show you guys what their heads look like now. I have shown what their heads look like in past update videos, so if you guys want to go back and look at those, but I'll show you guys what their heads look like now. The pediatrician and the neurosurgeon both said that with due time, they will round out on their own. You never really see an adult walking around with a flat head, because we grow hair, and even now the boys' hair is so much longer than it used to be that it really does make the flatness less noticeable, but it also does just naturally round out in time. It could take a year or two for us to see it round out, but most heads do round out on their own without intervention, and most heads still have some degree of flatness to them. You don't realize how common flathead really is, and it also is more common in multiples since they are laying down more, there's less room in the womb. So he just reassured me that, you know, we can leave it alone. We don't have to intervene. We can just continue to monitor the progress throughout the months and years, and that, you know, in due time it should round out, or their hair will grow enough to where you don't really notice it. So I'm really glad that we went for the second opinion and the peace of mind, since now Harris and I can put this worry to rest. It really used to bother me a lot when we first started to realize that it was happening, but as the months have gone on, I kind of have forgotten that he even has a flat head. And we have brought it to the attention of friends and family, so they do comment on it and ask us all the time if it's getting better, if we're doing anything for it, yada yada yada. But even with all of that, we really have just kind of forgotten that it's even a thing. And so I'm just glad that we went and got this second opinion. I'm glad that we don't have to intervene. We can just kind of continue to monitor it. And Jack has definitely started to get off the back of his head. He now sleeps on his side, and he also does enjoy playing on his tummy more. So I know with them being on the back of their head less, and them, you know, learning how to sit up and crawl and walk soon, they really will be on the back of their head less, that I'm not too concerned. I'm sure it will round out as they're able to take the pressure off of it more as they continue to develop more. So that is just a little update on the head, since it was a topic in all of my update videos. I probably won't update on it more in the future unless I start to see a real big difference, but it is still there, and I'm sure it will get itself taken care of in due time. So that is an update on that. We had that appointment yesterday, and I really wanted to touch on that today instead of in their 7-month update, which is actually going to be next week. They have their regular pediatrician appointment next week, so stay tuned for their 7-month update. But I really wanted to update you guys on that today. So now I'm going to wait for my computer to charge a little more. I actually have half an episode of a Real Housewives episode that I started to watch last night. It was the first part of the reunion, and I fell asleep halfway through. So I'm going to finish watching that now, and then I'm sure by the time that's done, my computer will be charged enough to sit down and watch my lecture. And then, like I said, when they wake up, I'll show you their heads, and I'm not really sure what else we have going on, but I am going to get myself a coffee now because that is always needed. I remembered that I want to throw the boys' laundry in yet again. This fills up so fast every week. So we have no bibs left besides the ones that the boys are using right now. So I need to throw this in, and then I'll show you guys what the boys' heads look like. The boys are on their tummies for tummy time, and this is probably the best view you'll get of their head. So this one right here is Benny, and as you can see straight from the back, it doesn't look all that flat compared to the back of Jack's head. And when I come down here to the side, you can see he has a little bit of flatness, mainly right here, but it's really minimal. And if you look at him from the side, you can see he does have some rounding here that kind of conceals it, and of course he has a lot of hair. And then here's Jackie boy, who, like I mentioned, his head is definitely more flat than his brother's. Hi, puppies. And as you can see, it looks pretty flat straight from the back. And if I try and get a side profile of him, you can see how it kind of just goes straight down compared to Ben's, who comes out a little bit right here. Jack's is pretty flat all the way down. And if I show you from the top, you can see his is pretty flat. And then Ben's from the top, you can see there's just like a little bit of flatness like right here. But the pediatrician and the neurosurgeon, like I said, are not too concerned with it. And as you can see, they love their tummy time now and playing and moving around. And this little guy right here is a roly-poly, and he rolls from his back to his belly and his belly to his back. So I know he'll be getting off his head a lot more now, more than in the past. But that is what their little heads are looking like. So it is now the time of day where we just sit and play. They are going to have lunch in a little bit, and then once they have their lunch and they're playing again, I will go ahead and have my lunch. I actually went and picked up Chop last night, which is like a salad place, and the salads are pretty big, so I do have some left that I'm going to finish up today for lunch. And then around 1:45 they will go down for another nap, and I will go back to doing my schoolwork. And there goes little Jackie doing a little roll. My little roly-poly. Okay, so I just put the boys down for their second nap, and before I head down to watch another lecture, I realized that I am over 6 months postpartum, and I've never done like a 6-month postpartum update here on YouTube. I did post a picture of my body over on Instagram, on my Instagram stories, but I never did it over here on YouTube. So I thought I would just show you guys what my body is looking like 6 months postpartum. So this is what it just looks like with like high-waisted clothes on. It's pretty flat, you can't really tell. These are just some high-waisted biker shorts that I have on. And then when I pull them down, this is what I'm working with right now. The linea nigra has gone away in full. As you can see, I don't really have any discoloration or anything down here. I will go into like my bedroom in a second where there's better lighting. I'll show you guys what my stretch marks look like as of now. But overall, it is pretty flat. I went to my doctor a few weeks ago and got weighed, and I think I'm like 6 pounds over, 7 pounds over. I'm like less than 10 pounds away from what I was pre-pregnancy, but I mentioned a bunch of times before that that weight was extremely light for me. And so what I'm at now is what I was like all throughout high school and like the beginning of college. So I'm completely fine with like my weight and everything like that. But as you can see, again from the side, it's looking pretty flat. I'll go in my room right now and I'll show you guys what the stretch marks look like in better lighting. All right, we have some better lighting here. So this again is what I'm looking like from the front with high-waisted, from the side with high-waisted, looking pretty flat if I like flex down like this. And then this is what it looks like. I still, of course, have like stretch marks. I think I will have those, you know, for life. They don't just kind of go away. They will continue to lighten. They are pretty light right now. As you can see, I have like a tan line from like the extra skin. Like when I lay out in tan, it like folds over. So I have a tan line from that. But the one thing that like is really different besides the stretch marks is my belly button. I think my belly button is herniated to some extent because when I lean back, it like sticks out a lot. I don't know if it's just still stretched out or if it is herniated, but I don't really mind it. It doesn't bother me too much. I did try and put my belly button ring back in and it did go back in, and I thought it was going to hide the belly button action, but it actually emphasized it a lot. So I'm just gonna go with no belly button ring from here on out. But when I wear high-waisted clothes, you can't even tell. So I'm not too bothered by how everything is looking. So I'm actually going to end the vlog here. I don't have too much going on the rest of the day. Nothing that like is really vlog worthy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing a little update about the boys' heads, seeing a little postpartum update. Those were two things that I wanted to update you guys on in today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog, and if you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Next week's video is going to be the boys' 7-month pediatrician appointment and updates. And I'm not really sure what else I have going on in terms of videos, so leave any recommendations down below that you guys have. I appreciate those always. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.